Hello, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers. This is your tarot and oracle reading for your mid-September 2025 bonus messages. So we're just going to do a check-in, see how your energy is mid-month. What messages do you need right now? What spiritual lessons are you moving through? Just what do you need to know? What's going on, Cancer? Okay. The oracle card that's coming out for you is Upper World in reverse, okay? So in shamanism, there is the upper world, the middle world, which is where we reside in the present moment, and the lower world. The upper world is composed of our higher selves, oftentimes our ancestors, our past loved ones, deities, angels, our destinies, things like that. Okay, so with this upper world energy coming out in reverse, things need to become balanced and right in the upper world spiritually, okay? Your present day middle world reality is a reflection of spirits and where your soul is in spirit, okay? So there's something here about connecting to your higher self and making things right in the upper chakras and with your connection to the divine. And in doing that and having good relationship with the divine, you will see improved results in your physical life. Think of it like a tree, right? The lower world is the roots that ground you. This is your past, your history, your connection with nature, very groundedness. And then you're like the trunk right here in the present moment. And then you have branches that reach out to spirit. This is, your thoughts, your ideas, your dreams, your connection to the divine. With the upper world coming out in reverse, it's kind of like your branches and leaves, maybe diseased, rotting, needing some attention, needing some work right now. So we're going to get some more clarity on this. I know that's kind of a broad metaphorical message, Cancer, but let's see. Your branches need work. Your connection to the divine needs some work. If I were a Cancer, which I am, receiving this message, something that I would consider doing is making it a priority to meditate every single day or do breath work every single day. Because things like meditation, it really aligns you very beautifully. Really connect with spiritual and soul rituals, which Leo has been really good at recently, actually. If you have any Leo in your major planets, I would even say like Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, as well as Mercury, that could be significant. You may want to watch their recent readings. But let's see. Or some of you guys may be dealing with Leos. I don't know why I'm even mentioning Leos right now. Lions might be symbolism for you. Let's see. First card out. Okay, we have the Devil in reverse. So clearly, Cancer, you are coming out of some pretty big karmic lessons that have taken you decades, perhaps a lifetime, to break free from, okay? I know firsthand how difficult it is to break free from these karmic lessons and addictions, okay? So it's like a repeating pattern that begun in childhood. And this could look different for all of you, but like if we look at our most toxic, repetitive patterns, we can almost always link them back to some trauma or neglect that we experienced in childhood. Like, for example, a cycle of abusive and toxic relationships may be linked back to not being loved properly as a child. And it's like, so that could be a lifelong cycle that you would break out of. Or a physical addiction, like let's just say you have an alcohol problem or a drug problem, video game, working, gambling, whatever. That can be linked back to something as well. And I am truly seeing in Cancer, like because we're in the middle of eclipse season in September, you have really let go of a toxic cycle within yourself. Now, here is the kicker. The reason why it's so difficult to break out of these cycles is because usually we can pretty easily point the finger at other people and say that person was toxic or this was toxic. So for example, toxic relationships, let's just say you just broke up from or broke out of some sort of connection that was toxic. It could be really easy to point the finger at the other person and say they were toxic for this reason, that reason, that reason. But you really, like, the most amount of change that you can create externally starts from within. So if you found yourself in toxic relationships, it can be difficult to say, I'm toxic. It could be so difficult to say I'm the toxic one as well. Not to say other external forces aren't, but if you find yourself repetitively in toxic situations, I hate to break it to you, Cancer, you're toxic. That's why you keep attracting it. And it's liberating to admit these things, because once you admit that, oh, I might be the problem as well, and you take full responsibility and accountability for your life, it is liberating, it is freeing, because once you take that accountability, you have the power to change it. And that's what I'm seeing you did. Okay, this is in your recent past. This may be the work that you were doing in the beginning of September, all right? Liberating yourself from toxic, repetitive patterns that made you feel stuck. This could even be toxic jobs or whatever your thing was, addictions. You're breaking free by recognizing your own mental and behavioral patterns. We have the Three of Cups in reverse, okay? This could have had to do with third-party situations, cheating, jealousy, always feeling sort of like left out, okay? I'm wondering if you guys always had this innate sense of loneliness, even if you have tons of friends, tons of people you're connected to, this innate sense of being the wallflower or being in the background. This is another cycle that's coming to an end. If that resonates with you specifically, the problem may have been not finding your voice. There's something here about the throat chakra as well, which is significant because the upper world card is all blue. I feel like a lot of you guys are finding your voice. There's been a lot of messages coming through about being cringy and letting yourself be cringy. It feels very cringy to find your voice. It feels very cringy to be authentic sometimes. You know how like when you hear a recording of your voice, like yourself speaking, it's just like, ugh, disgusting. That can be proof that you need to speak up more, share your stories more. So there's a lot of messages here about sharing your stories, sharing what you've been through, saying what's on your mind, letting yourself be cringy, letting yourself not be successful. If you're telling a joke and only one person laughs in a room full of 20 people, do it for that one person. You know what I mean? If you're posting stuff on social media, if you have a little blog that you like posting on and you have literally only like 2 people liking it, keep doing it. Do it for the 2 people. Keep doing it consistently. Keep putting yourself out there consistently is the message. And because you weren't doing that before, and that's why you were feeling lonely in these big groups of people. That's why you're feeling unseen publicly. We have the Hierophant coming out up right here. Okay, a lot of you guys are connecting to your religion or spirituality really significantly this month, for sure. I am seeing that. And I'm also seeing a disciplined nature when it comes to your spiritual practices, like complete devotion. All right. And I'll give you a personal example. Me also being a Cancer. I don't know why recently this month I keep getting these downloads, these messages of like being extremely devoted to the altar. So like, for example, doing like a money ritual. Normally that would be something that I just do one time and then forget about it for several weeks or months, right? But I keep getting this message of being so devoted, like do the money ritual, but keep burning all the candles and the incense and keep it a constant daily practice. You know what I mean? And that will be much more effective than like a set it and forget it, like just do it one time sort of thing. It's like, I don't know. There's something here about devotion, the word devotion, but devotion to your spiritual practice and yourself specifically, okay? Because we can use the word devotion to describe like being devoted to a relationship. And for a lot of you Cancerians, I see you breaking out of the cycle, because one of the things, if you have a major Cancer placement, one of your karmic lessons in life almost always is learning how to not be this constant like mother for the people around you, constantly devoted and like religiously caring for the people around you and letting your own needs fall into the background. That's a Cancerian karmic lesson, okay? And I feel like a lot of you guys are actually mastering that. And now it's like you're starting to get a taste of life when you are devoted to your own spiritual practices and your own growth. It's like you're starting to be on the receiving end of your own love and your own devotion for like possibly like the first time in your life. Or maybe in the past you've had tastes and glimpses of you being devoted to yourself, okay? But now this is like happening in a way that feels much more like this is going to be long term, you know, which feels really good. We have the Two of Cups in reverse right underneath the Devil in reverse. A lot of you guys have gone through a breakup and separation that was toxic, okay? Trauma bond, addictions, things like that. It's coming to a close because it was unbalanced, it was unfair, and there could have been a third party situation here because we have the Three of Cups coming out in reverse right next to that Devil as well. Some of you guys may have even lost a whole group of people, a whole community due to you deciding not to keep playing into the same old negativity. You know what I mean? I'll give you a random example. Let's just say that you have a whole group of friends you've been friends with for many, many years, but all you guys do is go out to bars and drinking. Let's just say you make the decision for yourself, you know what? I want to quit drinking. I want to be sober. And you tell that to these people, and it's like they refuse to do anything other than drinking. And then if you do go out with them, they constantly peer pressure you to drink. You may be recognizing, I got to leave these people. I can't be friends with them anymore, you know? And because they're like kind of betraying you by not hearing what you're saying. And it's like you speak your feelings to this person or this group of people, and it's weird because they almost try to intentionally sabotage. I'll give you a personal example of this. One time I dated this dude, right? And at the time I was trying to really sugar cleanse. I was trying to take a break from added sugars and things, which was very difficult for me. And I told them that, and I was telling them how proud I was of it, and like and how bad I was dealing with cravings, honestly. I go over their house. Tell me how they went out of their way to cook literally just 2 chocolate chip cookies in the oven. One for me, one for him. I literally was like, why would you do that? Can you believe it? Why would you do that? After I was just talking to you about these cravings, like, weird energy. Yeah, it's time to let go of anyone like that. 10 of Pentacles in reverse. I think there is a restructuring that's taking place in your life right now, Cancer, where you're being realigned in September to community and people and love that feels like your soul tribe. And it's like people who get you, people who aren't going to try to sabotage your growth and keep you in a negative loop and addictions. And then we have the 3 of Wands in reverse. So you may be actively manifesting this right now. And the message here is to just stay devoted to your own practices and make things right in the spiritual world. Stay connected, okay? So do things like daily meditation, daily breath work, or yoga. If you've already been doing this, literally keep up the good work, because this is what's actively manifesting so many wins in your life, not only just in community and love, but also in finances and home and like literally everything. Stay devoted to your self-love. Stay on top of your meal prepping. Stay on top of your exercise schedule. Stay on top of your meditation and creative schedule. Like this disciplined schedule of like being devoted to self. There's something here about spirit wanting you to stay in this place a lot longer and really ground yourself and like cement that self-devotion in. Because in the past, you may have had brief seasons of self-devotion, and then you would get sort of into these really codependent connections or friendships and things like that. And then you'd be devoted to those people and then sort of lose your own self-devotion and love. So it's like there's something about this season of your life of just like continuing to practice that and really cement it in, so that way it becomes unshakable. It becomes an unshakable foundation within yourself. And then it will also attract all the right people towards you. So there you go. Thank you so much for joining me. Definitely watch for your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs to get the fullest overview of this mid-month message. Like this video, comment how it resonated down below, and subscribe if you've not already. I offer a lot of things on my website, spiritpsychic.org, personal readings, life coaching, my online tarot reading course, homemade intention oils, etc. So go check all of those things out, okay? Thank you guys. Bye-bye.